Hey everybody, welcome back to the Her Sacred Place channel. I hope you have been enjoying these videos, but if you haven't already, make sure to give us a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can subscribe by hitting the red button that says subscribe, and right next to it there's a notification bell. If you hit that, you'll be notified each and every time that I upload a new video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the 4 different types of pain that you may be experiencing during your period, and what each of those pains can indicate, or what may be going on if you experience those type of pains. So the last one is kind of the most important because most people feel like they always deal with this, so I've saved that one for last. So make sure you follow along to the end of the video. But if you are ready, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so let's dive right on in. The first type of pain, which is the most common pain that almost all women experience if they're feeling some type of intense pain, is what we consider cramping. Basically, it's uterine contractions, but we just call them period cramps. This is the type of pain that's basically happening when the uterus is contracted. Majority of the time, as you experience more and more clots, or women who pass a lot of clots tend to have a lot of crampy pain. Once they begin vaginal steaming, they notice that they don't have that type of pain anymore. Although they don't experience cramps through their period anymore, it gets to the point where your period comes on, not crampy, anything, for 4 to 5 days and goes on. But typically that's an indication of stagnation, because that's slow blood flow. It means that something may be stuck on your uterus. So what your uterus is trying to do is it's trying to help you. It's saying, oh my God, something is stuck. Get off, get off. So it's contracting and contracting to help push whatever is stuck on the uterine wall off as the blood flows through. And that is why we experience this cramping sensation as during our period. With that being said, also, typically, most women who have fibroids or cysts or anything like that experience a lot of cramping during their period, which makes sense based on what I just talked about, because during that time, you have the uterine fibroids, or you may have cysts stuck that your uterus is trying to push off, and so it causes a lot of cramping both during and outside of the period. You may realize that you have this cramping sensation when you're not having your period, or when your period is on, if you have fibroids or cysts. So I like to tell all women who come in and tell me, well, LaQuinta, I experience a lot of cramping when my period isn't on. It's like during my ovulation or just random times of the month, I get this intense cramping. I always encourage those women to get checked for any type of uterine imbalances, such as fibroids, because that is an early indication of the fact that you may or may not have fibroids. Moving on to number 2, we're talking about pain basically when you're passing the clots. As you know, the cervix is very small and just like a small little ball. But some women report that when these clots come out, whether it's fibroid related or not, or just regular blood clots, it's a lot of pain. So sometimes when we experience sharp pains, we immediately think that, oh my God, something is going on. But sometimes it can be a clot that's passing, and because it's so big, compared to our small cervix, we feel that clot, or we feel that fibroid, or we feel that cyst when it passes through the cervix. And that's why we got that sharp aching pain when a clot happened. That is a severe sign of stagnation when clots have formed that big, and you can actually feel a shooting pain when they pass. Some women report that they see that happen when they go to the bathroom or anything like that. But that's an indication that there is heavy stagnation, and I really urge you to consider vaginal steaming so that we can talk about that. I do offer vaginal steaming programs at home. The link is in the description section for that. But contact me if you want to do your own at-home vaginal steaming for your period problems, such as a lot of clots, a lot of cramping pain, or heavy periods, or anything like that that we spoke about in the last video. And I can set you up on a steaming plan where I'll send you a steaming stool to your location at your home, and we can talk more about that. If you're interested in that, just email me at hersacredplace@gmail.com. Again, the email is in the description box, and we can get that set up for you so that we can get you to a nice healthy period flow. So those are two types of period pains that we feel. We feel that cramping pain, which is typically a sign of stagnation, because it's something that is stuck in the uterus, and your uterus is saying get off, so it's contracting to get off. So that's why some people equate menstrual cramps to labor pains if their cramps are that severe, because it's the same thing going on. It's basically just uterine cramping. And on the second part of that, we talked about cramping when you pass clots or whatever, and that's usually when you feel a sharp pain, when the a clot comes out through the cervix. You'll feel like a sharp shooting pain. On to number 3, we're still going to talk about sharp shooting pains, and that's when you feel a sharp shooting pain in a specific area during your period. Let's just say during the time of your period, or during the time of ovulation, you experience a lot of sharp shooting pains on your left side or on your right side or anything like that. Typically, that is a sign of uterine fibroids or cysts. Most common, I really don't have many clients who have those sharp pains like that when it comes to in one particular area, when it comes to endometriosis, because endometriosis kind of like just takes over everything, and it's not just in one specific spot. But it typically, you have a fibroid on the left side, then you'll notice that on the left side there's a sharp shooting pain the entire time of your period, or during ovulation it hurts very bad in that particular area, or just at random times of the month it hurts really bad in that area. So I always urge any woman who comes in who has a sharp shooting pain in a specific area every month, or during her period, or just at random times during her period, and is not aware of any uterine imbalances that she has, to get checked, have an ultrasound done to get checked to see if there's anything wrong, because that may be your first sign of uterine fibroids, and your period is letting you know that that's going on, and so we can catch it early so that we can deal with that. The fourth and final type of pain I would like to talk about is just this dull, achy pain. It's not really severe, it's not really cramping, it's not sharp, it's not shooting. It's just like, oh, this is just a heaviness that I feel in my when my period is on. While you're menstruating, the uterus is twice as big, or up to twice as big as it would be in a non-menstruating uterus. And so basically that heaviness just could be due to your uterus being heavier because it's filled with blood while you're menstruating. And so that's why some women feel that it's just like, oh, I feel bloated or heavy. Also, that is, I don't want to go into a lot of detail about this, but if you experience this, definitely let me know in the comment section. But that could also be a sign of I'm trying to think of the word. I'm sorry, guys. That could be a sign of like a uterine, I don't want to say prolapse, but where we have to do Kegels to pelvic floor, a weakened pelvic floor. That's what it's called. So that's a sign of a weakened pelvic floor when it's really heavy, because basically the ligaments that are holding up the uterus, can become very, very strained. And typically, if you feel this a lot during your period, I recommend these women to get some to do some kegels, to do some kegel exercises to help strengthen their pelvic floor so that they can strengthen the ligaments that hold up the uterus. But if it's just minor, like, okay, I can tell my period is on, it's no pain or nothing, it's just like I can tell my period is on, then at that point in time, typically we're just dealing with um the heaviness of the uterus while it's menstruating. And you may notice that that heaviness is the most while you're at the starting day one, or well into day one and going into day two. And as your period gets lighter and lighter, that heaviness goes away. So it can be one of those two things. It's just a heavy, well, it's going to be one of three. It can just be number one, the heaviness from your menstruating uterus, or it can be some strained ligaments during menstruation due to um pelvic floor, a weakened pelvic floor, or the third one can be not resting properly during your menstruation. While we're menstruating, it's very important to get as much rest as possible. I always tell women, if you get your hair done, you get your nails done, whatever type of care you do for yourself, try to schedule it during your menstruating time, because that helps relax your body, and it'll help for you to have a much healthier period. You shouldn't be doing a lot of strenuous activities, whether that's just in your daily job. Shouldn't be doing a lot of housework, a heavy lifting. Shouldn't be doing a lot of weightlifting or anything like that. If you're one of those women who likes to work out a lot, I wish I was, but I'm not. But a lot of that shouldn't be going on while you're menstruating. You should take this time to let your body rest and let it expel the blood in a natural, healthy way, and not put a lot of strain on your body at this time. Because if you're straining your body at this time by weightlifting, doing doing heavy activities or anything like that, that can be a cause of why your ligaments are strained and you're feeling that dull heaviness. So I always urge women, when it comes to their period, rest. Definitely get as much. I know it sounds easier than said, but just take that time out and take time out to yourself. Journal, read a book, watch a movie. Don't do any type of strenuous or a lot of type of strenuous activity during your menstruating time, because this is the time that we should take care of our bodies. I read somewhere one time that Dr. Sabi's wife, or I believe she was on Tasha K's show, and she talked about during her menstruating time, she doesn't even really prepare a lot of herbs of that. I may be wrong, but I think it was Dr. Sabi's wife, Miss Bowman, who talked about that at that time. But she is an advocate of that. You know, just make sure that you get rest during your period, and that will help deal with any type of dull heaviness or any type of pain that you're feeling during your menstruating time, because that is our most sacred time of the month. With that being said, that is our 4 types of pain that we experience during our period. If you haven't, if you don't experience any of these types, let me know in the comments below. Or if there's something that you do experience that I haven't named, definitely still let me know in the comments below, and I'll be down there to chat and talk with you guys as comments pop in and out. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, and visit our website, hersacredplace.com, to shop for your feminine hygiene products. We have yoni oil, wash, soaps, all kind of things over there to help you take care of your sacred place and embrace your sacred place more. Until next week, I will see you guys later. Bye.